Evening campers, welcome to Barbers Arms, episode 34 here on the 11th of December 2020. Coming up, Cy and Gaz's news desk, coming up very shortly. Then at 8:15 we've got Jack Pullen who'll be joining us in Barbers Arms for the first time. 8:35 we've got Gaz's luxury cocktail this evening. I can't wait for this one. Very sweet for you sweet tooth people out there. Around about 8:45 we've got Michelle Hutchinson. And then joining us from Ireland, we've got the famous Mr. Paul Mack. Up in the morning to you in the house at 9 o'clock here on Barbers Arms. Then me and Gaz will take you up to closing time in conjunction with our main sponsor, Wahl UK and the British Barbers Association. Welcome to Barbers Arms. Without further ado, please welcome my co-host, Mr. Gary Machin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simon Shaw. Welcome everybody to the Barbers Arms, episode 34. Where's that gone?
Are you feeling festive?
Anyway, starters we need to go on, mate. Good health, all the very best. What are you on tonight?
Rennie's and no shots tonight. I've got indigestion. I don't know what's wrong with me. Busy week. We were speaking earlier, weren't we, saying how quick this week has gone by. It doesn't seem 2 minutes since it was Monday morning. And I'm sure all you barbers out there and hairdressers out there have had the same kind of thing. It's been a really busy week this week, so I hope you've all done well. I hope you took plenty of money. I hope you're looking forward to next week, which is your big cash cow week. And then obviously leading into that week as well, week after. So we've got a great show coming up tonight. As we've said, we've got Jack Pullen, we've got Michelle Hutchinson, and then joining us, any young aspiring barbers out there and hairdressers. We've got Paul Machin, who's probably over the last 5 years entered more competitions and won so many competitions as well. Paul's going to be joining us and sharing his wisdom about competitions, his photographic work, and his unique style as well. So we're really looking forward to that tonight, Gaz. Should be good.
I know. I mean, Paul, last time I saw Paul was at Salon International last year. Seems a long time now. Jack I haven't seen for a while, and Michelle, can't remember when I last saw Michelle. I think that was probably Salon International. It was one of the shows anyway. She's always knocking about, isn't she? So, yeah, we've got a great lineup tonight. All working barbers as well. So we'll be finding on how they've gone on this last couple of weeks and how lockdowns affected them. Get some feedback off them. Good luck to all the barbers in Northern Ireland. They've gone back today. I think Gary and Marion, they sent us a little ditty. So, yeah, good luck to them.
Did Mary send you the link to the Christmas song?
Yeah.
Mary and Gaz, congratulations. You need to put that out on all your Facebooks and everything. We've got Gary Jackson and from Gary's Barbers over in Hollywood in Northern Ireland. And they've done a song together with a team and Mary doing the vocals. But well done, guys. Great innovation. I was giggling today driving and listening to it. It was absolutely fantastic. And fair play to you guys. You've been there from day one supporting us. And what a great thing you've done there. Really good. We should really try and put it on Barbers Arms, that.
Yeah, I think if we could get away with it, we would. But they're dead strict on copyright things and everything, aren't they? I was expecting somebody get the kit off at the end of it, something, you know, a bit of Mariah Carey or something like that, you know, Mary just peeling something off. But it was a really, really good video. Gary played a good part. He said a lot.
Well, he didn't do a lot, did he? He just sat there nodding his head and swinging his song on his barber chair. But very glamorous people there as well. I'm as long as Gaz didn't take his kits off, I'd have been happy with any of that today. But great. It was very, very good what they did today. I really enjoyed it. And if you've not seen it, Mary, you need to put it out there and share it with everybody as much as you can. It's really cool.
No,
what kind of week you had, Gaz?
Sorry?
What kind of week you had?
Busy, really busy. Had a day off yesterday, so that was nice. Got out and about a bit, got out in fresh air. So I really enjoyed that. Caught up with some friends. Social distancing, of course, outside. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Had a ridiculously busy last weekend. All week we've been fully booked. I think we've got a couple of spaces tomorrow. That's it. And we're looking full for next week. So like you said, you know, really, really busy. I don't know how Christmas is going to be. You know, I hope we don't take the mick too much, but it's just the uncertainty, isn't it? Nobody really knows what to expect. I know for Christmas party and everything. So leading on to that, everybody who wants to get on our Christmas party next week, the 18th, just send in an invite. We can send you the link and we'll get you in there. And we've got just a few spaces left now. You've put your list in today, haven't we? We've had a lot of people reply back, so that's going to be a great weekend.
There's just a few places left in. You can still register on our website, guys, which is barbersarms.co.uk. I think there's about 30 of you already that's registered to join us on our Christmas party. Me and Gaz on the bus. Where we're gonna have a beer with everybody, and hopefully everybody that's on will get a little bit of a say on Barbers Arms next week as well. Busy day next week, guys, because I think you all know that I've obviously not been down to Wahl HQ since March. The last bit of work I did down at head office was when we did a photo shoot, me and Rick Roberts. And little did I know there that would be the last time I'd be in the office for such a long period. But I got some great news in the week, back end of last week, that it's our staff awards next Friday, which I thought I was going to have to compare virtually from home, which has worked on some of the other stuff we've done, especially for the Wahl Barber of the Year, worked really well. But I'm lucky enough that it's so safe down there that I can travel in. And just a message for everybody from Wahl. I can't wait to see everybody, obviously, from a distance. Apparently, they built me a stage. I saw today that the cherry pickers up putting this massive 20-foot screen up. So we've got a big screen for everybody that's going to be watching it. And then we've got probably 20, 30 staff that's going to be virtually from home. And the staff that's in the building are able to see everybody on the big screens and vice versa. It's just, as Wahl would do things, it's like Man United. They just do everything proper. So I can't wait for that next week. It's going to be fantastic. And then leave there, drive back home and do the Barbers Arms special. So it's going to be a really busy day next Friday. I can't wait.
Yeah, Christmas special. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest, because, I don't know about everybody else around the country. We're still in Tier 3, so it doesn't look like the pubs are going to be open. I think it gets reassessed on the 16th. So, we can't even go for something to eat and have a beer as well. So, just get round it that way. But so he's looking pretty grim for Christmas beer at the moment, other than being home. So this is an opportunity to get everybody together and have a few beers and Christmas special. It'll be something to remember, I'm sure. We'll have a few clips from over the past 34 weeks as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Great guest last week, the Mr. Barber guys. We've got Carl and Paul, 86,000. I thought they were great guests. Really great
guests last week. I thought it was really good. Yeah. I really enjoyed both of them. And do you know what? I was saying to somebody gave me a call today about tonight's show. And I've had great calls this week in terms of some people I've not spoken to probably for 3 or 4 months. And the first thing they say is, I watch your show. Now, sometimes we don't see them on that feed and they might not be top fans, but obviously, thanks again to the 86,000 that tuned in and viewed us last week. We're not far off that 500,000 views now. So hopefully, when it comes to next week's show, and if we try and creep a show in there, hopefully before the new year, we could be over 500,000 views. Wow, guys, if we've done 35 shows or 36 shows and we've had 500,000 views, it would have exceeded everybody's expectations. The producers, Trevor and Jackie, me and Gaz, massive respect to you all. It's been an unbelievable journey, this Barbers Arms, with exhibitions coming up. We've got that at the end of February, but also as well, the live shows that we did, the education in September, the global one. Thank you, because I think I'd have struggled without doing this. You guys tuning in every week. And I sometimes don't get back to people on the comments on the night, but I read all your comments and I watch all your interaction on the Friday night, especially you top fans out there. And trust me, if I don't mention you anymore, it's not because it's just that there's that many of you, but I know every one of you that watches and tune in. And some of you, Danny Robinson, Steve Bean, you'll be working in your shops now, and I know you watch the background while you're still working. So a big up to you all, guys. Thank you from bottom of my heart for tuning in every week and being involved in what me and Gaz have tried to create with the producers. It's been an amazing journey. So thanks for that. fantastic.
It's funny, you know, because, you know, like you've just said, you had messages. I have messages all the time about people listen to us in the weirdest places as well. Because obviously, with it being a show like this, you can have your headphones on. You don't actually have to see us talking, do you? So people are listening to us doing in the garden or walking or whatever they're doing on a Saturday night, or a lot of people, so many people I speak to listen to us on a Sunday. Because obviously people, you know, it's only 8:10 now UK time. Some people are still working, or they even have us on in the shop and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, Instagram, they actually look for us on there as well. And, you know, the repeats, people have gone back and, watched things that they've missed on the arms, on the website and everything. It's the weirdest thing. They'll say I'm, mucking the horse out, or I'm doing something, and I'm listening to you and Simon and giggling away, like, kind of thing. And it's quite,
It's amazing. And, the nice comments that you get off people, we just take it for granted what we do. We have a beer on a Friday night with some guests, and we chat about lots of stuff. But if we've fetched a lot of cheer and we've fetched a lot of joy to people, and we've kept people ticking over and people tune in for that. Listen, everyone who's listening this week, thank you from us, because without you watching, we won't be working through it. I watch other people, I watch other shows, and they do really well, put a lot of work in the production, and they get like 2,000 views in a week. And there's no wrong with that, because that's a massive, massive viewing audience. But the amount that we've had on this show has just exceeded everybody's expectations. As Gaz has just said, on Instagram as well, you can follow me and have a look at what I'm doing and promotion of the shows, which is Simon Shaw Wahl. Gaz is the British barber, and on the Barber's Arms, which is Barbers_Arms as well. You can follow us on our Instagram accounts. And throughout tonight's show, we'll talk to you about next week's party, and we'll also talk to you about how you can get involved with that as well, and hopefully some things to look forward to in February next year. I think this first guest we've got coming out, a young man that's tried to, over the last 5 or 6 years, again, I think he's been involved in competitions, and he's done really well. He's moved from the south up to the I think it's like kind of like the north, just the other side of Leeds, going up to is it Thirsk area somewhere, I think he's in, Jack. But see quite a bit of his work. It'll be interesting to see Jack tonight.
I think he's in Catterick that way, isn't he? I'm not sure. We'll find out in a minute. But find out in a minute. Yeah. A few funny stories with Jack as well, so we'll nail him on them as well, because I've known Jack a few years as well, and he's not slow in coming forward and making his views known, is he? So it'll be nice to hear from him. I haven't spoken to him for a while, so we'll have some friendly banter tonight. We should have some good guests tonight. I think he's just pulling into the car park. He's not far away, is he?
And we've got Paul Mack as well, so we need to get some translation in for Paul coming on later on in the show. I think Paul's been through to our World Barber of the Year a couple of times as well. So I'd like to speak to Paul about that. I've not probably seen him since he was on stage at one of our barber events. So spoke to Killian in the week, our World Barber of the Year, and Andy Willis from Andy's Barbershop. They're doing really well. They're embracing their time with the trophy. I've never seen as many photographs with the trophy as what Andy Willis is putting out there. So fair play to Andy. Keep your PR bag wagging going, and let's keep it going. Joining us in Barber's Arms for the first time. Coming up from there is Mr. Jack Robinson Pullen. Jack, welcome to Barber's Arms. You got your mute on, mate. If you take your mute off. There you go. Can you hear us, Jack?
Good evening. Are you doing all right?
Yes, we're good. Is there any chance you can turn yourself around up to be on landscape, if that will work for us? That's better. Perfect. Now we can see you, yes.
Doing all right?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
I can't really, actually. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see if it's any...
Are you on data or Wi-Fi? If you can get on your 4G, that's better for you, Jack. If you get better quality.
Start.
Are you there?
There you go. Me?
That's it. Perfect. Welcome to Barber's Arms, mate. Can you hear us?
Hang on a second. 1 second.
Let's try it this way.
There we go. Talk to me. Can you hear me?
Sounds better now. That's better.
There we go. My headphones aren't playing ball.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll just say it again. Welcome to the Barbers Arms. Great having you on the show. I hope you and the family are all right. Everything's going to plan. How's things with you?
Yeah, very good. Obviously, it's been a bit of a difficult year. Firstly, thank you for having me. It's been a bit of a tough year for a lot of people. I think the industry's done really well to stick together and to support each other and get through all of this. I feel like us personally, we've done okay. We've done all right. I feel like the lockdowns could have been a bit of a blessing for a lot of people. For us, it was definitely a blessing to be able to spend time with the family, to be able to have a bit of time away from the salon. Yeah, very good, very good. How are you guys? You all right?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Yeah, good. Just for everybody who's out there, can you just give us a very quick bio on who you are, where you're from, what you are?
I like how you say very quick because you know me too well, Gary. Yeah, my name's Jack Pullen. I am the owner of King and Captain Barbershop in Catterick and Thirsk. You were both correct. And I am also the owner of Mobile Barbering Academy. So an academy we travel around the country and deliver education in salons, barbershops, colleges throughout the country. I've won competitions. I've been runner-up in competitions. I've done a lot of stuff, worked with the BBA, done photo shoots, video shoots, and lots of different things. So a lot of people know who I am, but for those of you who don't, there's a little bit of a background.
Great.
Good. Have you watched Barbers Arms, Jack? Have you been tuning in to watch us?
I have indeed. I've watched a couple of episodes before. I think it's a nice little concept, very laid back way of discussing things, and no, I like it. It's good.
Well, thanks for that. I'm sure our 474,000 views that we've had so far will agree with you as well. We're not going to play you down a bit. I'm not as modest as what you are. Jack,
I'm not modest.
We're going to ask some questions, a little bit about your career. Then we'll do a little profile before. We've got 3 guests on tonight, so we've packed it in. We've got so many guests queuing up to get on. So Trevor's been able to get 3 in tonight. Not that me and Gaz knew till probably Wednesday or Thursday who were on. So we're going to start off. For my first question to you, Jack, is I watched some of your stuff that you do as a young barber coming through. You've moved from the south, Bedford, Luton area, and you went up to where you are in Thirsk and Catterick.
Yeah. And
then, like you've said, you've got your own mobile academy, you've got your own salon, and you've made your own way. You know, you're as a young man, you've got into it, and you kind of understand. I watch some of your videos sometimes online as well. So obviously, from a clipper company point of view, I see you dismantle clippers, put them back together.
Yeah.
Is this something that you've self-taught yourself, or do you research each product and get the technical knowledge before you actually tell any viewers about what you're doing?
Yeah, so from a very young age, I was I was interested in taking things apart and putting them back together. I used to do it with TV remotes. I used to do it with cables for my TV and loads of different things. And as I sort of moved into barbering, I started to develop sort of a curiosity in how do things really work? How do these clippers work? I don't want to pick up a tool and use it and not understand it, not know what it was actually doing, you know? And I like to think about things on more of a sort of a microscopic scale. So when I buy a new pair of tools, or I get sent tools, or I work with different tools out on courses, I like to strip them down, have a little look, have a look at the different blades, the motors, and how they all work. Because for me, that's the type of person I am. I like to think about things on a deeper level, and that comes through in the education that I do. But that's just me. That's who I am. I like to think about things on a lot deeper level, you know.
So this is all self. When you look at a clipper, you get a clipper sent, or you purchase a new clipper. What's coming out?
So obviously, we obviously had a meeting before, Simon, and I showed you my material, and a lot of the stuff is collaborated from a lot of locations. You know, I think it's if I'm going out teaching a course for sake of argument, I want to make sure that the education that I'm delivering is precise information. It's not something that I've just come up with on the top of my head. I can't. That's not the right way to do things. So I've very much scrolled through all the websites. I've done my research, and when I'm providing the information to people, a lot of it is my opinion when it comes to things like business and so on and so forth. But I want to make sure that when I'm talking about something it needs to be fact. You know, if I'm explaining a tool or a blade or a clipper to somebody, it needs to be fact. Like, you can't provide information which is false, you know?
No, you can't. I suppose with our products as well, it makes it a bit easier that the packaging itself kind of does help the guideline. And the reason why we do that, Jack, as well, is for people in retail, from an wholesaler, for instance, Aston and Pinchers, Sally's, wherever, you know, Capital, just to name a few, is for their reps and for their salespeople, that charge time, run time, what blade it's for, what kind of haircuts. So when a barber comes in and says, I do 50 haircuts a day, what kind of clipper should I have? They should have the information there. Yeah. So hopefully that's the kind of information. I've watched your show, you know, watched when you've done your stuff. So that's the kind of information that I think is important to get out there. If you ever need any more help on that as well, don't forget to give us a shout. I can connect you with myself to give you information, but also with our service department as well to help you when you're talking to barbers, because I think sometimes coming to you, if you're not associated with Wahl and you speak about a product and you've got backer, we can help you with that as well, which will hopefully get your viewers to interact with you even more. But you know more about taking a clipper to pieces than I do, to be fair to you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I take them to pieces, but I can't put them back together.
Look, it's just the way I've always been, and it's about, like, I like to try and save some money as well. If I've got a set of clippers and something goes wrong on them, I want to be able to replace maybe the switch or a particular cable or the battery or the motor out of it, instead of necessarily always having to go out and buy a new tool, because I think the maintenance side of clippers gets pushed to one side a little bit. I think a lot of people are uneducated in how tools work, so the blade might go blunt for sake of argument, or the switch might go, or a cable might tear slightly. And a lot of people do just throw these tools away and go and buy new ones. But I think a lot of the time you can replace a cable, and Wahl do a lot of accessories for the tools. You know, you can buy on Wahl refurbished, and I think you can save yourself some money as well, you know? I think
yeah, good.
Important.
Cool. So what, just quickly, we're just getting back to, you made your move. You went from down, because you come from Milton Keynes? Milton Keynes, yeah, originally. I didn't know until, I mean, God bless his soul, you know, we lost Tony Roberts. You used to work for Tony, didn't you? I didn't know that.
I did indeed. I worked for Tony for 5.5 years in 2 different spells. For me, he was a mentor and a friend and my boss. So obviously, hearing about Tony, we knew it was coming, but it never makes it any easier. He was somebody who I turned to, and a week before he passed, I was on the phone to him for about an hour and a half, talking to him about business. He's somebody I turned to when I needed advice. I think, you know what, I'm in a very fortunate position where obviously I travel around, I go to a lot of salons, and a lot of people look to me for advice and knowledge and help and whatever else. But it doesn't matter what sort of level you get to. And as Simon said, I like to be modest about that as much as I can be. You have to still have mentors. And Gary, I've worked with you on numerous occasions. The likes of Chris Foster, Mike Taylor, and Tony were people who are not just inspirational to me, but people who have guided me throughout my career. And I've been able to have them little words in there, or they have little words in my ear to say, maybe level myself a little bit, but also to push me and to do things in the right way, you know? So yeah, Tony was someone close to my heart. And knowing he's no longer here, it's sad. But he has left a legacy which will live on. He's an absolute legend, and I call him the godfather of this industry. So
nice. Jack, are you in your shop?
I am in my shop, indeed.
Could we get? Can we have a look round? Can we get the camera? Can you show our viewers a little round? Which is called Captain and
King and Captain.
King and Captain.
Yeah. So I've got my apprentice here with me as well. So starting at the front.
What's he called?
He's called Kieran. He's only been with us a couple of weeks, but he's a good lad.
Hi, Kieran.
We've got a little Batman car for the kids.
Nice. We've
got some advertising screens, which we run adverts on for ourselves and for clients, like that maybe our tradesmen in the area. My workstation. And then we've got 3 workstations that side, and we've got another one on that side, which we don't really use at the moment. It's more for like the till area, TV. And then we've just recently done this new waiting area. So it used to be like a luxury services room, but it was a bit of a wasted space. We used to just put our coats in there and have our lunch in there and our old meetings in there and stuff like that. But we took it down and we wanted to create sort of more of a homely space. So we've got a dartboard that's going to be going up on the wall, a pool table that's going in here, and just trying to maximise the space, really. And it's, for me, we bought this shop from another company, and it was never really my space, you know. First, this is my shop, and the Catterick shop is Tyra's shop. So it was never my space. So during the lockdown, we took the opportunity to knock out the wall, which is something I've always wanted to do, and just sort of create a space which I feel comfortable working in on a daily basis. I'm here most days, you know. So it's a nice space.
I'll send you some pictures of Gaz, you know, for your dartboard. So we'll get them sent to Barbers. I'll get him to sign them as well. So
I'd rather have pictures of you, Simon, to be fair.
What, for the dartboard?
Yeah.
What to throw darts at, you mean?
Yeah.
Do you still have Alfie McCormack, the Leeds United footballer? Is he still coming for his head?
Yeah, Alfie McCormack, he comes in. He's obviously on loan at Oldham at the moment, so he hasn't been in for a little while. But he's a good lad and very humble lad, and somebody who's making a wave in that industry, in the football industry. He's very humble and he's a really nice lad. I also have one of Gary's customers comes to me as well, because he comes over here, I believe, for work or something along those lines. But me and Gary cut his hair when he moves backwards and forwards from Stoke and Thirsk. So,
right, okay, that's good to see. Just quickly, I've just tell some of the guys a little story. You worked with us in Dubai, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And is it about when I cut the guy on stage?
Oh, I wasn't going to bring that up, but now you've done it. You've told yourself down the river, man. Jack, that must be 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. It's a few years ago, isn't it? You were just finding your feet on stage, and
just as I met Tyra, it was. So 5 years ago now. Yeah.
So we took you to Dubai and with the BBA, and we did some staging. Chris was with us. You know, we had some good times there as well. And Eric as well. Eric was with us that trip as well. And you said, "Can I do some work? Can I do an actual model?" Because we were judging running competitions. Can I actually do a client on stage? Yeah. I said, but whatever happens, I don't care if he has a rubbish shave or whatever. Don't cut him. And what did you do? And you bought it up. I wasn't even going to bring it up.
I'm going to defend myself here. I tell this story quite a lot. He moved, man. There's not a lot you can do when he moved, when he's trying to talk to you and you're stood on stage in front of how many people, and then he decides to talk to you and lift his chin up. There's not a lot you can do, is there? But yeah, no, it's not one of my finer moments. I'm not going to lie.
And we had a fantastic crowd. It's a huge show. It's the biggest show in the Middle East, and it was in the boxing ring as well. So you just couldn't hide, could you? That was.
No, that's the thing, and you know, I've done a lot of stage work, and you cannot hide on stage. No matter how good you think you are, if you do make a mistake, and everybody does make mistakes, or something unfortunate happens, or your clipper dies, or whatever, you know, sometimes these things happen, and you just have to try and deal with them in the best way you can.
It's how you handle it, mate. That's the thing. It's how you handle it.
It is. And I'm sure the 7 that were watching didn't see it anyway, so don't worry about it. I've seen them BBA springs before.
Nobody was echoing anyway. We wanted to see Chris and Gary, so...
Hey, listen, and when using those shit Anderson Babblers clippers, they will run out on stage. What can I say to you all? Jack, let's just ask you a scenario here. Let's just say you got one last day to work in a barbershop. Who would be the last 5 you'd like to cut?
What a question. David Beckham, first and foremost. When I was in the BBA Masters finals, I got asked a similar question by Chris, like who would be the person who you would want to cut. David Beckham for me has always been my idol.
So David Beckham, number 1. Number 2?
Cristiano Ronaldo. Again, big Man United fan, so obviously.
Yeah. Number 3?
Alex Ferguson. Not because he's got a fancy haircut, because I'd like to pick his mind on leadership and his experience as being a manager. Bill Gates, for a similar sort of reason. Pick a business mind.
Number 5.
Mark Zuckerberg, same reason.
Okay. Hey, listen, not far away from me there, to be fair. I would have said Bex and I would have said Fergie anyway in there, just for the similar kind of reasons what you just said there. So Man United fans are all the same. We're very predictable, Gary, unfortunately.
Yeah, none of you live in Manchester, either.
Yeah.
Well,
Where is Stoke?
it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Can't have everything, can you, Jack?
No.
Jack, are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Water. Actually, to be fair, I don't drink, to be honest. So
you're on Barber's Arms, 34 episodes in. We've had about 4 people in them, but out of 30 episodes, we've had 30 guests on that have had. What if, let's just say, you're having a drink tonight and you weren't driving? What's your tipple? What do you like?
Budweiser, which I know a lot of people don't like. Disaronno and Coke. Southern Comfort lemonade. I'm not.
Disaronno and Coke. I love it.
I don't drink, like, I know a lot of people sort of shy away from that or don't like that when people don't drink or something like that. But for me, I made a conscious decision when I was a bit younger to not drink and to focus my time and energy and not go out with the wrong people and spend my money in the right places, like invest in myself and not just put it in there and it come out there. You know what I mean? So that's really.
That's good. I like. Do you know what Budweiser stands for?
No.
Because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regular.
Well, my dad used to drink it, and it was just something that I grew up. That's what my dad drank, and I sort of, when I got to an age where I could sit and have a drink with him in an evening, that's what I drank as well. So that's why I drink it, really. Good.
And I know you've got a young family as well, Tyra as well. So you've got 2 shops then, have you?
We have, yeah,
Jack.
Got 2 shops, and then we're looking to open a 3rd one next year. So,
Jack, when you do your things and your pods and stuff and things like that, what frustrates you? What winds you up in this industry?
Self-employment. Big issue with self-employment.
Elaborate on that.
So,
are you rented chairs or
just self-employed people within this industry in general? And I know this is going to be a massive controversial point, and as you guys know who I am and know that I am controversial, I don't mind saying things. I personally feel that self-employment within this industry is destroying this industry for a multitude of reasons. The first reason being you're not able to build a team within your company that are all for the same reason. When you have somebody come on board and you've built a team, you've built a brand, you've built a company, you've built a reputation, people want to come to you for your shop. But a lot of people within this industry that are self-employed are out for themselves, and they want to better themselves, which is okay. But when you're part of a team, you have to work together and you have to be on a level. And I feel like there's a constant unhealthy competitiveness between people who are self-employed that work in the salon. So we don't have any self-employed people that work in our salons. That's the first reason. The second reason is that as a legitimate legal company that employs staff, that pays PAYE, that pays national insurance, that pays employers' contributions, that pays pensions, that pays VAT, that pays corporation tax, and you've got all these other shops that when you have people that are self-employed, the salon owners don't pay the taxes that they're supposed to pay. The barbers who are self-employed that are supposed to pay the tax don't pay the tax they're supposed to pay. And you're putting us in a small town where there's 5 other barbershops that we're not on a level playing field and we're expected to compete. Now, fortunately enough for us and for myself, like I have within me and within Tyra and the people within the organisation, like a desirable, unburnable effect on our area. Like I want to make sure that we can grow, we affect our community, and we do things in the right manner. So they're not going to affect us, but it's not fair when you've got businesses that are legitimate that are being swallowed up by taxes, and then you've got people who do everything they can in any way, shape, or form to avoid paying these taxes. And it's true, because how many people within this industry and during this time have not been able to get the help and the support that they were supposed to get? Because a lot of people, and we know it, and there's no point in trying to deny it, maybe turn 40k a year, but they're only declaring 20, and they're not going to get the support and the help based on the 40k, and that's just fact.
It's not just about what's just happened in COVID. So it's also when they go for mortgages or to try to better themselves for car loans and stuff. So listen, I ain't against anything you've just said there. To be fair to you, those I would imagine if I were working in a salon in an area like you, and Gaz has got 6 shops, and there's people that's got advantages over you because they're not doing the right thing. It can be frustrating. And I know when I've seen you do your vlogs and stuff, that it kind of comes out, that frustration that people aren't paying the right taxes and the right PAYE, and like you've just said, you know, even to say some people like employees contribution, what's that mean?
Exactly.
You only know it if you're paying it. You only know it if you're paying it. So look, fair play to you. You know, you keep banging the drum, keep getting your vlogs out there, keep telling everybody that they're fucked, because if they're not doing it, you do it. You know, you're in order to do that, mate.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. You know, there should be a level playing field, and I think that if we all played on a level playing field, there wouldn't be as many barbershops diluting this industry, bringing down prices, creating like unnecessary competitiveness, which you don't need to compete. If you're good enough, you can charge what you want and you can do what you want to do. If you look after your customer and you're good at your job and you look after your staff and you can build your business, then you don't need to worry about what other people do. But it's just not fair when you've got a lot of people who start out, they do things right and they get swallowed up by it. And this is why so many businesses close down, because they're being swallowed up by people who are doing things the wrong way, you know?
Jack, are you state registered?
I am not.
So I don't know if you watched Keith Coniford was on here about 5 weeks ago, Gary, is that right?
Yeah.
I think everything you're saying from what you're doing is correct, but to take it to that next level, you need to be a state registered barber where you can get letters after your name. It's about 60, 70 quid, but you need to get state registered. If you're going to bang that drum, I think you need to take to that next level. And it's dead easy to do. But,
yeah, but my concern with this, and again, I agree with the motive. I agree with the principle behind what these government, these industry bodies are pushing forward. And I agree with the Get Registered campaign. I agree with the having a license. I agree with the regulations coming in. The problem that we have in this industry is because there aren't regulations, which in a way I've sort of benefited from with Mobile Barbering Academy. But because there aren't regulations, you can have anybody open up. I've got a Turkish barbershop. Now, it's not about Turkish, by the way. It's just a barbershop open across the road from me, directly across the road from me, that will not be, and it's not just them, it's multiple barbershops throughout the country that don't do things in the correct manner. I'm not talking tax now. I'm talking health and safety precautions, risk assessment, blah, 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 blah. And for me, until there is some form of regulation within this industry that stops these cowboys opening up and doing things in the wrong manner, it has no standing, it has no ground. And we can all get together, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, by the way, we can all get together and pay the 60 or 70 quid, but who are we paying it to and what are we paying it to?
Yeah, but so the Hairdressing Council and Barber Council is non-profit, and they're the ones that speak to Parliament all the time. So what their message is the more we get this industry regulated, and the regulation for you to become a state registered barber or state registered hairdresser is proving your qualifications. So if you've not got your City and Guilds level 1, level 2, level 3, you're talking about people across the road. What's the difference?
But I do have my MBQ level 2 in
so
barbering,
get registered,
or level 3 in barbering.
So get registered. To make this industry better, we need to be registered. I am no part of the Hairdressing and Barbering Council. Even if I were, it's a non-profit industry.
For me, until I see some movement, I don't see a point in it. I just generally don't, and I know it goes against. I know it goes against what maybe obviously you're saying, Simon. But the thing is, there's no regulations within this industry, and anybody can pick up a set of clippers and cut hair tomorrow, and that's wrong. That's just wrong.
But that's what the Barbering Council and Hairdressing Council are trying to do, to get you regulated. So if you're not regulated, that we shouldn't give you any insurance.
The thing, what you've got to remember is, and I'm not going to push this, he's not going to be a party political broadcaster or anything, but if you all don't stand together, Jack, in the first place, and show government that we are together and we are pushing and we are one voice, they will never take us serious. Unless we're all there together, standing together, government will let it go just as it is now. They're not into bureaucracy. They don't want more red tape for small businesses. They're not forcing anybody. And as Simon rightly said, it's a non-profit organisation. Nobody's taking money out of it. Nobody's riding a big car, paying for a big car.
That's not my concern about. Like,
we all pay our own expenses. Nobody gets paid any money whatsoever. It's all for the good of the industry. So what you've got to remember is it's not about what it can do for you. It's what we can all do together and push it in the right direction with government. And the only way you'll do that is to lobby government as one industry. We know what it's worth. We know what our worth is. We've got just to make sure, and it showed in COVID. We've added nothing to the R rate whatsoever, yet we've been put down, closed down for a second time, added nothing to the R rate. They don't take it serious as an industry. So
are they ever going to take it seriously?
It's just crackers. So
well, more we get registered, yeah, but we're going to have to wrap it up, guys. We've got guests queuing up here. But Jack, we'll speak about it at another day, but have a look on the Hairdressing and Barber Council, and it'll give you a bit more information. Finishing off, Joe, quickly, Jack, quick profile, quick fire questions. What's your favourite music?
Pop punk.
Pop punk. What's your favourite air show that you attend each year? What's your favourite one?
Salon International.
Salon Int. Who's been the most influential person in your career?
Probably Tony Roberts, to be fair.
Tony Roberts. What's your favourite tool?
Wahl detailer.
I like it. Cordless or corded?
Cordless.
There you go, guys. We've got everything at Wahl. And if you had to do the last cut that you were going to do on this earth, what style, what cut would you like to do?
A mullet. Like a modern mullet. A modern mullet.
Modern mullet. Here we go. Jack Pullen from up there in Thurston, Carrick. It's been nice to have you on Barbers Arms, mate. Lots of nice things there. Jack's listening to some punk pop music. It's his favourite hairdressing show, which is Salon International. He's walking around following his biggest influencer, the late Tony Roberts, God bless him. He's using his favourite Wahl detailer, and he's doing that to finish off his last haircut, which would be the modern mullet. Jack Pullen, congratulations. Welcome to Barbers Arms. Keep watching us. All the best, pal. Have a nice Christmas.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Take it easy. With more water.
Thanks for coming on, Jack. See you later, buddy.
Cheers, Gary. Take it easy, mate.
There's still a lot of work to do with people not understanding what the Hairdressing and Barber Council do to get this industry more regulated. You know, we've got the big names, you know, some of the top iconic hairdressers in the industry. We need barbers to really get behind this. And, you know, I hope keep watching tonight.
You know, I love Jack to death, and he pushes in the right direction, tries to do everything he can in the right way. As yourself, you know, I watched some of his posts, and you know, I didn't want to get involved there because he could have got heated or whatever. But you can't just make sweeping statements like that sometimes. And I think he probably used the wrong word of, you know, self-employed. Probably rent a chair or rent a space or whatever it is, whatever you're going to call it. There's a lot of people out there that are paying them, and I'm a director and I pay more than enough VAT and tax, Jack. So I can honestly say that, and I aren't tax evading. I employ 40 people, but I don't want to get down that road. And I know where he's going. I know there's a lot of people out there that are playing the system, and they are tax evading. So, but
people's opinions, guys. This is a talk show where we get barbers on from all around the world, and you know, it's their opinion, and our job is to speak to them and see what their opinions are. So obviously, you know. I know.
And I think it's great that we highlight these problems within the industry as well. I think it's great. So
yeah,
perfect. So I think we've
cocktail time.
Cocktail time. So we're starting off with a nice iced glass. We're having a cocktail glass there. First, we've got our shaker. So need some ice. Simon, are you going back road? I think you might go this time of the night. So We put some ice in there in our shaker. And what we're doing tonight, Simon said he's got a bit of a sweet tooth. He likes the sweet cocktail, so I thought I'd do this. I'd indulge him tonight. What we've got is we're going to have a caramel apple Cosmo, which is quite sweet, few ingredients, but the main ingredients are, we've got apple vodka, so we've got 1.5 measures or 1.5 ounces, whichever way you want to do it. I always do it in parts, because I get my ingredients ready before we go on. If you do it in parts, you know how many you're going to get in a glass. So 1.5 parts of apple vodka, that goes in. Then we've got half a part or half an ounce of caramel vodka. So that goes in. Beautiful. This isn't one for the faint-hearted, by the way. You'll like this. We've got half an ounce or half part of cranberry juice. Throw that in. We've got half an ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. That goes in as well. And then to finish off, we use a liquor. Now, liquor 43 it's kind of because this is caramel, so this is a vanilla-based drink. It's from Cartagena in Spain. It's as it says, liquor 43. It's kind of got 43 different ingredients in there. It is alcoholic, but if you haven't got that, because it's quite not hard to get hold of, but you'll never use it for anything else. You can use simple syrup like agave syrup or something like that, but I have used liquor 43 out of this one, so just put that in because Simon does like it sweet. So we've thrown that in, and then we put our top on. And what we're doing, we just shake this simply because we want to bring all the ingredients together, but we want to cool the ingredients. So, and I'm going, you don't have to do this, but our caramel vodka that we've got, I'm just going to put a little bit on our plate, and I'm going to rim the glass with that as well, just before. So we don't want to dilute this, the actual mix. All we want to do is cool it. So we've rimmed the glass with caramel, and then we're going to just pour that in. And remember, this was an iced glass. We just shake the last. Get a bit of a froth on there. And there we have it. We have getting towards the festive time of year now. I love this time. We've got some great cocktails. We've got a really festive cocktail for you next week, Simon. You'll love it. But there we have it. We have our caramel apple.
Nice.
Smells.
I love sweet cocktails.
Without every.
It's gorgeous. I've got to say, guys, you've done amazingly well with the cocktails. Next week on the 18th is our Christmas party, guys. So if you want to watch me and Gaz, and we've already got 30 guests join in. There's a few spaces still left, so don't forget to look on our website, which is the barbersarms.co.uk. You can join us in there. Me and Gaz are on the bus at the minute. You can see us there, and we're ready to have a fantastic party with you all next weekend on the 18th. So Gaz is going to do 5 cocktails that night in one.
Oh, we're going to be slaughtered. I'm going to send you a batch already, so you have to drink them with me, I tell you.
Oh, I can't wait.
The barmaid's just come down. She says, don't drink all that one. It smells that. It looks good, that one. Does I want to drink of that one? So she's come down to finish the Cosmo off today. What do you think, Rach? Oh, yeah. She's got a thumbs up off that one.
So next week, guys, is going to be a nice week. We're going to get lots of our top fans on as well. I think next week are joining us for the 18th. And we've got something great coming up on in February as well, which is our virtual exhibition as well, which is going to be top draw end of February, which we'll talk to you a bit about in the new year. Can't wait to get into 2021. I think it's going to be an exciting time for everybody. Hopefully vaccinations are starting to kick in everywhere, and I think the message as well is we've still got to protect our NHS. We've still got to do the right thing. Infection rates are still going up. I know London's heading into tier 3. Welcome to our world. So I think we've still got to do the right thing over Christmas. Do you know what, guys? I'm speaking to a lot of people as well, and I know that you can mix a little bit more when we get that. I think is it from the 23rd, where you can have a few families together, but still do the right thing, guys. No relaxing too much. Let's get this underway. We've done so well this year in terms of an horrific year, and I think we have to do what's right now. I think most people are really good at it. And I think we're just going to continue in that vein so we get rid of this. We can't afford to have the whole of 2021 like 2020's been. That's going to be a tough one if we do that.
So we've got Michelle on next, I think. I think she's just pulling into the car park. We'll wait for her to park a car and get out and see what she's doing. Have you been watching Michelle's posts over the last month or two?
Yeah.
She does make me laugh. I can't wait tonight because she has kept me laughing all the way through for the last. And she put another one on because they were a bit risque. She put an actual post on saying, because I post these things, I am not single, I aren't into bondage, and I am in a happy relationship because some of the stuff she was putting on, I'm going to get her about it when she comes on tonight. It was absolutely hilarious. So what feedback she's been getting off her posts on social media, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing and talking to Michelle tonight as well. Paul Mack, great artist. I think he's been in every competition I've ever known in my life. So I'm looking forward to working and talking to Paul Mack as well. He's really heavy into editorials, Paul, isn't he? You know
yeah.
Paul.
I've known Paul for maybe 5-6 years now. He came under my radar when he got through to the Wahl Barber of the Year a couple of years. He's a great presenter. He's got his work for me. He's been very innovative, especially with his colour work and his design work as well. He's mixed both. So it'd be great to get Paul on as well and speak to Paul about what he's doing over there in Southern Ireland in Cork. So I think we've got Michelle joining us now in Barbers' Arms, Michelle Hutchinson.
Can I just say as well, a few people who we need shout out: Serial, Pauline Pennington, and Titters Bailey. These are the fans that keep us going as well. I noticed they're all on, so I'd just like to give them a big shout out. Michelle, can you turn your audio on? It's a little microphone with a cross through.
Have I done it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
Cool.
Welcome to Barbers' Arms. How are you?
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
You okay?
I am, thank you.
Are you excited?
As I could be, yes.
Good.
What are you drinking, Michelle? I see you're in the salon. Have you just finished?
No, it's not. I'm not in the salon. It's just the background of my salon.
Oh, very good. So what are you drinking?
Baileys.
Oh, lovely. So you're back at home after a hard day's work, eh?
Yeah, really hard day today.
Where are you based, Michelle?
Pardon?
Where's your shop?
In Auckland, Leeds.
All right, okay. Yorkshire, you see, guys, all the best people are from Yorkshire.
Yeah, we are. And all that.
Michelle, I've just preempted just before you come on your post you've been putting on for the last month. I have been tittering away to myself. You've made my day some days. I've absolutely laughed out loud at them. I don't know if you've got a lot of stick or you've got a lot of feedback, but did you put that post on purpose when you said, "Oh, by the way, I'm in a happy relationship. I'm not."
I have to do that because a lot of messages in my inbox that I had to put those people correct.
Brilliant. So, Michelle, you've come on the Barbers' Arms. Have you been watching us in the past?
I've seen little bits of it. No, I've seen a full thing.
All right, okay. So I know it's it's been a hard time for you. I know it's the time of year that we're really busy and we forget all the hardship. But how's this year affected you? Are you okay still? Are you managing to keep all your staff, and have you been busy on the comeback?
We did have a dip after the busy period, straight after the first lockdown, but then it started to pick up again because I think people panicked when they thought we were going to go into another lockdown. So they all tried to book in to get their last minute haircuts before we shut. And then, of course, now we've reopened, we're busy again. I don't know how long this busy period will last because everybody's behaviours change.
What do you specialise in your shop, Michelle? What's the kind of clientele that you have, and what kind of stuff do you specialise in?
Gents haircuts, that's predominantly. But we do the door to the room behind me that way is a ladies' salon, but we keep that separate, and we don't have a lot of lady clients, just have an average amount compared to the amount that we have of men. But basically,
so predominantly you're a barber shop.
The front of the shop looks like a barber shop. Nobody would know we did ladies. It's all word of mouth, that part. It's because when I first started in hairdressing, I was a hairdresser first, and then I went into barbering, and I've trained all my staff in hairdressing first, so they have the scissor skills and the colouring skills and all the other things that have now crossed over into barbering. So we can do practically everything that comes in the door.
Do you do a lot of colour work on your gents?
Yes, I did one today. I made him from really dark, almost black to blonde. So that was
wow.
Nice. We had to do a couple of bleaches and then a good tone.
Good. And what tier are you in Otley?
We're in tier 3 in Otley, and I live in tier 2, so I have to commute from one tier to another.
Right.
We'll find out, I'm assuming, on Wednesday what's happening with the tiers when Boris does his speech.
So, Michelle, I know you offer all services, and I want to ask this to every barber that we have on, really, but sometimes we don't have enough time. But your range of services, since lockdown, have you seen your range of services or your menu change? I mean, I know we couldn't do shaving for quite a while. Do you still do a lot of shaving or not?
Sorry, I had a call in. Well, I've only been asked for one shave since we've reopened, and I've booked him in for that. But he may be a bit of an awkward client, only because I don't think he grasps the fact that we have to wear masks and then remove them at certain points of the service, and then some people are different to others, where some of them get the whole rules thing and some of them don't. But as for the amount of cutthroat shaves, we've not had that many, and it has been because of the lockdown, and people are worried about having them done.
Yeah, I think that's happened with us. People have got out of the habits. We used to have weekly customers, even sometimes twice a week that have come in and have a full service. And that's really, some of those things have really changed with us since we've come back. It's retailing as well. I think we were away for so long. When we were away for 3 months, 12 weeks, people had to find an alternative almost to us to find the product that they wanted. And we're having a real battle now to get people to come in and buy retail out the shop, how they used to, because we used to have a really healthy retail business, and shaving was a big part of our business, and we really struggled to get that back, to get people back in the habit, really. And I just wondered, I asked this everybody who I see, if you've managed to get that part of the business back, and some have, some haven't, but we've got our regulars. I mean, we've done some today, we've done some shaves today, but cleanups, we were doing every other or every second, third client, we were doing a cutthroat cleanup for beards and things like that, and it just went out the window. It kind of fell off a cliff, and I just wondered if you were doing the same thing.
I'll sort of beard now when I go home. They're just in the haircut, so I've just left them to it. I do offer a client that I see he's got a beard. I ask if they want the beard tagging up, or if they want any other services that we provide. But haircuts and they just want to come in, get that done and go.
Yeah. What's the work schedule now from now till when do you open? Well, when do you close?
Oh, off the top of my head, I did Christmas opening hours. We're working right up until Christmas Eve, and we're closing at 3 o'clock. And we have about 4 days over Christmas and New Year. It's just how it falls, because I think we're going to have another in the new year, another bank holiday. It's like an extra day or something because of how it falls. But,
right. Yeah. I think how it falls. Christmas Day is on the Friday, isn't it? So we're having Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Sunday's off. Then we're back in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday again. So we're having 3 days. 3 days for Christmas, 3 days for New Year. Only because it's dropped on a weekend by the Sunday. So that's what we're doing this time. You know, you've got to be open, haven't you?
My worry is not as many people will come in for the New Year haircuts because there's not going to be any of the partying that there normally is. So not as many are going to be going to events. I don't know if there is going to be any of it. So,
yeah. I think it's just the unknown of everybody doesn't know what's happening, Christmas parties and everything. We just don't know how it's going to be really. I think people still want to be smart for having Christmas lunch, you know. So hopefully we'll be all good for that.
I'll tell you what I've heard as well of a lot of barbers in this last probably 3-4 days as well is that normally they'd work up, some of them even used to take like Christmas Eve, they'd work till 12, but I think everybody's extended their hours because we've had so many lockdowns in 2020 is that there's going to be extended hours there for everybody to get their hairs cut up to Christmas Eve. You know, it's not going to be a finished, everybody's out of building by 12:30. I think people are going to stay open as long as they can on Christmas Eve. And rightly so. You should do.
But I noticed after the first lockdown, the barbers that really broke the backs, working extra hours, opening really late, opening from midnight when you could open the next day, they went quieter sooner than those that just did the normal hours and extended all the clients, because there was a quiet dip that I found, and those people that did those extra hours went quieter before I did. I don't know whether I put that on paper that would look, like a good comparison, but
I think you're right. I mean, we didn't extend our hours at all. We work 6 days a week anyway, 9 till 6, 6:30 every day. And I think sometimes you've got that problem. You're just spreading your clients out that you've already got. You're just spreading them out over longer time. If and as you said, I know what everybody wanted a haircut when we came back, but you've only got X amount of clients to do unless you're pulling a lot of passing trade, which we do. But I think it's exactly what you've just said. You've got to be careful that you're not extending your hours and then just making another period in your shop quieter. So I think that's true. I think you've hit it on the head there, But it is. You do feel like when you've got a full column for every barber in the place and you can't fit anybody in. I think it's the nature of the beast. We don't like turning anybody away, do we? That's the thing. You just start adding extra hours on to get them in.
I always feel guilty when I turn people away. I turned 2 away today, but 3 booked, and the other one, well, he were a new client, so he wasn't a regular. So I don't worry about it. But it's nice.
I still don't think it's a crime, I was at over at Killian's, who won our Barber of the Year, and whilst we were in there, obviously everything's on bookings, but he had about 3 or 4 walk-ins while they came in, and he were packed out. And I think one guy came and his son, he said, I can't get you until next Thursday, which was a week's waiting. But the way he did it, and I think the guys wanted him to cut their hairs. It's not a crime sometimes when you're too busy, is it? It's not a crime when they've got to wait for an haircut. It's nice when you can get them in and you want them there. There's that many barbers as well that you don't want them to go elsewhere. But I think when they think they're coming into places which is really good, they think, do you know what? I ain't going to risk it and go somewhere else. I'm going to come back there because it's good.
Yeah, I think it's true, Sarah. I mean, we're like that with our training. We don't just put groups on willy-nilly and, kill ourselves getting... We have a waiting list now. And I think if you're quality, people are willing to wait for a particular service. I think, especially with your training, if you've got a really good reputation, you're good at what you do, people want to come to you anyway, so they will wait up to a certain point. I mean, training's a different thing than getting a haircut. Most guys are quite, you know, a lot of guys we found, because we've had to go to the booking system, most guys book the day before or on the day because they want a haircut then and there, don't they? If you try and get a guy to book 4 weeks or 5 weeks in advance, half the time they forget they've even done it. You know what I mean? I mean, our booking system gives them an email, you know, 4 hours before and everything else. So we are quite, you know, it's like buying product. It's like anything. It's just there and then. If we want a haircut, you know, if you want to clean up a sunbed, whatever, you want it on the day when you're there, when you're free, when you want it there, don't you? You know what I mean?
I don't use sunbeds.
You are the sunbed queen, you are.
I don't know, he's on about Michelle. Them cocktails have gone to his head again.
Michelle, is he sunbed? Mine's blood pressure from working with him. That's the difference with us two, I tell you.
Michelle, before you leave us, just on your Facebook group and that, obviously, just tell us any really funny stories that you've had while you've been doing it.
Okay. Well, I recently posted something about the dominatrix stalker that have been messaging all the barbers. So I warned everybody in the group. Basically, it's a woman and a man. I don't think they're a couple, they're friends, and they're a bit of a fetish couple, and they've been approaching female barbers because they want the female barber to dress up like a dominatrix and do a really rough haircut on this fella while she films them. And I found that hilarious. One of my friends got messaged and she said, I'm going to play along with it. So she was sending me the conversation, and I had tears coming out of my eyes, the conversation she had. Anyway, so we decided we'd warn everybody so that people didn't think they were serious, because they actually pass it off as something charity, which made me laugh even more. And so anyway, so that was, to me, that's the funniest thing. I mean, we're always posting funny things on there, and serious things, information, you know, that links to government grants to help other people. But as the funny side of things go, I would say that was that one with the dominatrix thing.
Well, you got some viewers tonight. Phil Jarman's watching us. Phil, I hope you're not into this dominatrix thing, but you should be there to have a look at what's happening, Phil, and have a look at what's been happening on Michelle's group. Michelle, we wish you all the very best in these next maybe 10 days. Is 10 days trading left? You've got all next week, few days, maybe 11, 12 days left. Is it, guys?
2 weeks today, isn't it? Christmas Day. 2 weeks today. It'll all be over for another year. This time in 2 weeks, we'll be full of turkey and watching the Queen on telly and, you know, having a pint. So.
Yeah. Right,
well, keep watching Barbers Arms with Michelle. Share it with your group. We wish you all the best up there in Ockley.
Best as well. Don't work too hard.
Well,
I'll never work too hard. I actually look after myself very, very well, to be fair.
He's part-timer, he is, anyway. I can't wait till we get back on the show so they can walk and work him to death again. But Michelle, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on the Barbers Arms. Love you to death. This is what we do it for, to speak to people like yourself. When we're in Italy, when we're back in Yorkshire, we'll definitely call in and have a pint with you.
Say thank you to my moderators in the group. Eugel, I can't say his name, Old Mezkaya, I think I've said that right. Lewis Smith, Debbie Beale, Steve Rice, and Mark Burnham Johnson, and Benita Burrow. I said
fantastic.
There you go. You just did.
Thank you.
Well done, Michelle. Have a great Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas. Bye.
All the best to you. Good luck. Nice to have a bit of Yorkshire on the old Barbers Arms. Makes me feel like I'm at home.
If I didn't know any better, you're actually vetting all these. I know you don't do, but I think they're vetting all these to come from have a Yorkshire content to every show. I can't believe it. So we've got Paul in a minute. I think he's just in the green room. He's just getting himself ready. messing with his beard and his tash or whatever, getting ready to come and speak to us.
Oh, he'll look immaculate, by the way. He always does. His always beard always looks fantastic. His tattoos and everything. He's a very graphic-looking guy. So, be nice to get Paul in the Barber's Arms all the way from Southern Ireland. But Gaz, I think we just touched on something there. I think a lot of people, you know, Christmas is normally packed out, and then Christmas Eve just drops off. Some barbershops don't even open on Christmas Eve. But I think everybody's really opening to the last minute this year and kind of like giving it the last push, and that's fantastic for that to happen. Mr. Mac, in the house, here on Barber's Arms. Paul, press your mute button. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
That's the job. Thanks for having me.
Paul, it's a pleasure to have you on. Welcome to the Barber's Arms. What are you drinking?
Oh, not much. Just a bit of Ribena.
Can you take your camera sideways?
Turn my camera sideways. Okay. This way?
Yep. Again, another turn. No. No, go back to where you were. Yeah, we'll work at that. So, Paul, what's been happening in? You're based in Cork.
Yeah, Cork. So, it's our second week back after the 6-week lockdown. So, kind of tearing busy now. Just the usual kind of Christmas rush, I guess. And you know, after the lockdown, things are pretty. You know, it's good to get back to a bit of normality anyway.
Fantastic. It's great to see you, mate. I mean, last time I spoke to you, I think we were in a hotel bar after the Salon International. There was a big group of us there, weren't there?
Yeah, I remember.
we were trolling round, see whose hotel we could get in for a late beer somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
You
want to see me because I go to bed early. I'm very professional.
Lightweight. I was with Trevor, actually. Trevor bought the beers, I think. Or was I dreaming that? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. That's a far-fetched story, that, to be fair.
And Mr. Sam Wahl was with us that night as well, resting, you know.
Yeah, you know, so sad, like, so shocking to hear, you know, because, like, I'd only spoke to him about the week before about him, like, entering the Irish Photographic Awards, like the International Men's, which he would have had a great chance in. And, like, you know, he had spoke about after once COVID was done that, you know, we'd do another collaboration shoot and stuff. And so just really, like Rob Braid rang me to tell me, and, like, I'm glad he did rather than, you know, just seeing it on social media a day or two later. But, yeah, just so shocking, you know, such a great lad. Everyone loved him. Brilliant career, was achieving all his goals. You know, it's just, you know, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, we've touched on it a few times on this show, but sadly missed. Great impact in the industry, and a young lad who had so many things in front of him. But you know, to his family and everybody, God bless you all. You know, we can't say any more on what we've said on it.
Yeah.
Paul, for all our viewers that's watching tonight, but also the thousands that will watch us in the week, one of the things that I think you've done in your career is you always had this quirky way. I could look at a photograph and know it's yours. You've got that distinct way of your themes and stuff. Just for the viewers as well, just tell us how many competitions, what kind of titles you've won.
Oh, I've won, what is it, 20-something now at this stage. I've won the Irish Barber of the Year, the best of the best at the Photographic Awards the last 3 years. So I'm being inducted into the Irish Hairdressing Hall of Fame next Thursday night, because the awards are being held virtually. So for the first time because of COVID and all that. What else now? Behind the Chair, Best Hair Tattoo, OMC World Best Barber Cut. What else now? Kind of a lot of photographic stuff. Photographic is kind of more my forte, really, because you know, I'm not that kind of comfortable on stage, and the whole kind of presenting, kind of talking while you're trying to do something creative. I find it quite kind of hard to kind of do the both well. Whereas like with the photographic, I love kind of, you know, coming up with the theme, like, you know, your kind of concept, and then getting the location, getting the models, making the mood boards, all that. And like I've a really good creative team who I always work with. I try and work with the same photographer, like makeup artist, and like Ryan, the lad who does my edits. So, you know, that, because I've had some kind of horror stories in the past with, you know, like collaborating with people like that, and they try and kind of take over. When it's your hair collection, you have to kind of put the foot down, and you be the boss. But yeah, so yeah.
As I have to say this to everybody as well who's watching, is that I always use the phrase that, you know, in the last 5 or 6 years, some barbers have become almost like rock stars. And I mean that in the loosest of terms, and I don't want that to go to people's heads. But, you know, the 25 years ago, barbers didn't have Instagram, didn't have things, didn't have massive followings.
Yeah.
And I think, though, looking the way you are and the way you handle yourself as well, Paul is, for me, in the last maybe 8 or 9 years, he's become a barbering rock star in his own image, you know. And I think it's very nice for people to, and I've seen him win competitions, but I've also seen him being on stage when he's not won competitions as well, even on our competition.
Yeah.
And he handles himself very well. He's very humble, and I think that's, you know, credit to you, mate, where you are today. Is because... That
was actually the first year competing for the Wahl Barber year. That was actually my first ever time on stage. I'd never done any stage work before, and like, because I didn't start entering or any competitions until like 7 years ago, and I'd say like that would have been like 5 years ago, my first time on stage. And kind of like, yeah, as I said, I put so much kind of emphasis into them, the haircut, I barely opened my mouth. And then the year after, when I was competing, I was trying to talk so much that I lost the run of myself, and I thought my haircut was shit the second year. But yeah, multitasking isn't my thing, I guess. I rather just kind of do my thing in my shop and kind of like, ta-da, here's the final product, rather than kind of being on stage. And because a lot of what I do is kind of self-taught, so I'm not the best kind of with terminology and trying to kind of do all that together. So yeah, I guess that's why the photography kind of end of things suits me better.
Do you know what? That's really refreshing to somebody to actually say that and say they're not good at something, you know, that they can't do that. That's, I mean, you've won so many awards. I mean, I think you've done every competition that's going and been placed in every competition. And everybody who's out there, if they want to search your work, your place is called the Hair Slayers, isn't it?
No, that's my education brand that I started like a year and a half ago. And why I started Hair Slayers was to kind of give kind of an outlet to more kind of like creative, kind of alternative kind of hairstylists and barbers in the industry who weren't kind of getting a look in from other kind of pages. So it was to kind of give people with kind of smaller followings like that a platform. So kind of I started it, and I was over in LA for like 10 days in January we were doing classes in Huntington Beach and in Salon Republic in Hollywood. And like for me, a bogger from like West Cork in Ireland, that was pretty, you know, surreal kind of experience working with kind of like these celebrity hairdressers over in Hollywood. But like the classes went great, and like we had more lined up for for Florida, Denver, Colorado, for Texas, but COVID can affect everything. So actually this weekend I'm going Sunday, I'm going recording the first Hair Slayers kind of online masterclass, and we're going to be selling the education online. And I got some really big brands on board to kind of do hampers for each class and stuff. So yeah, pretty kind of hyped to kind of get that going now.
Did they like your accent over in LA?
Yeah, I think they kind of get it more. Whereas I've had in the past where I've been on stage in the UK and it's like, you're too flat, you're too monotone. You need to be like, hi, how are we all doing today? I'm like, kind of cringe, and I'm like, that's not really me. Like, but the Americans kind of, I don't know, they kind of get it a bit more or something. They sure, everyone, they're all half Irish anyway. So yeah.
You know what? It's funny you should say that, because with the BBA, we've travelled all over California there, and all the way to the coast. And they just want you to be there, don't they? They're just happy you're there, and they'll put up with anything, whatever you need to. And so,
but like I love they're super kind of enthusiastic, and like they really want to kind of learn and kind of support you and kind of help whatever the way they can. It's there's a good vibe over there.
Yeah, I agree. Fantastic. Just a couple of things I want to really ask you. I mean, this is coming from somebody, that with your models, your inspiration, where do you get all your models from? You have, and Simon brought it up earlier, you've got such a signature look, and you recognize your style and your way of photography as well. And you do a lot of editorials, huge amount of front covers. Where on earth do you get all your models from? Because they're always good looking, quirky. They're all
Like, to be honest, like the majority of them aren't professional models, because professional models won't let you do much to their hair, and like, to be honest, they're quite kind of impatient, and they're bored, and they're not, a lot of them, they're not great to work with. Like, they're kind of, I don't know, it kind of wrecks the buzz. Like, most of my models are kind of like, just kind of like funky, kind of hipster type kids that I see around, that, I find on Instagram or whatever. Like, a lot of them are like drag queen performers and stuff. So they're used to spending hours getting ready, and they're quite, very artistic and stuff. So they love being, part of the kind of the shoots and help out and stuff. So yeah, so like, and like, as they said earlier, like my photographer Kest is brilliant. We're just kind of like on the one level, and he just kind of gets what I'm looking before I even kind of have to tell him. And like, there's no drama with him. Like, some photographers, it's just like they try to be like, take over and kind of, I don't know, the alpha male kind of bullshit, kind of like, I'm the boss here, and like you're there kind of going like, what I always say to people is like, have the one kind of like the money shot, the kind of the perfect shot. I always try and shoot for a magazine cover, and you'll have one angle where like the hair, the kind of outfit, the makeup, tattoos, whatever, it all kind of clicks, and just keep going for that one angle, that kind of money shot, until you get it, that it all kind of comes together. Because if you're kind of swapping and changing a bit too much, that like, it can be a bit kind of confusing, and like you end up with like quantity over quality. So yeah, that's, kind of go for that money shot is what I'd say. But then if you're trying it and you feel like it's not working, then you kind of have to go to plan B, which is why I always say to the models as well, because like, as I said, they're not models generally, they're just kind of like cool, funky kids that like pretend you're in a music video, that you're acting out the character. This is the kind of storyline, and then they can kind of relax a bit, and they're not kind of on edge. Like, it's like they're doing a performance rather than them posing in front of the camera.
You know what, Paul? On a lot of the photo shoots that I've done in probably the last 5 years, we have music pumping out, we have some beers and alcohol, food flowing. We really relax the guys, because the first time you get them in there, especially for pro models as well, things can be a bit stiff. They know how to pose. I think as soon as you relax them, as soon as you get some music on, as soon as you ask them to be part of, and what we've done as well is, we've used a few actors who are good looking, and because they know how to perform. It's not worse than when you think, great looking guy, great looking girl. As soon as you put it in front, everything looks fantastic. But then they're like moving like R2D2.
Deer and headlights.
It's not right. Paul, time's moving on, and we're running out of time. Loads of people saying out what a great guy you are, and you are a great guy, rock star in this industry. Multi-award winning barber Paul Mackey from West Cork. Paul, a couple of questions. If you could go back in your career and change one thing, go back and change one thing, what would it be that you'd like to change that would improve where you are, or not at all?
I'd say not at all, because like often stuff that kind of seems like a bit of a disaster at the time, you learn from it. And you learn kind of more from times where the shit hits the fan than you do, you know, the kind of good times winning an award. Like, it's great. Like, that's the end goal. But like, if you're you need to fuck up and kind of realize things and kind of learn from it. So, I don't know, like, everything's kind of worked out well in the end. But like, as I said, I didn't start kind of competing until I was 30. I didn't do a photo shoot until I was like nearly 31. So maybe I wouldn't have had the confidence kind of in my 20s. Like, I was just working in a shop where it was just like very kind of toxic, very kind of negative. Anytime I mentioned about, you know, doing competing or any of that, Ash, you're only a little fucking barber from Cork. They'd only be laughing at you up in Dublin. Don't be wasting your money. And I just had this like drilled into me that once I turned 30, I went with my missus Charlotte. We went to Thailand for a month, and then when I came home, I was like, right, I've done my parting now. I'm gonna kind of put the head down and put career before everything, and that's what I did do. And like,
fair play if you took your missus to Thailand. Well, you got that wrong, bro. You just had a baby as well, haven't you? You've just had a baby.
No, she's pregnant with our first, so she's due there now, kind of mid-April. So yeah, exciting times.
Oh,
good luck with that, mate.
That's definitely going to change your outlook on things. Anyway,
yeah.
Good luck. Is that your first one?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Oh, big changes ahead then.
Hey, Paul, if you could chat, I know you're in Southern Ireland down in Cork there. Sometimes if I travel to Cork as well, I think it's easier to get to Spain for us than it is sometimes to travel down to Cork. And I love it in Cork. I really do like that area. I've spent a lot of time down there for different
and like
companies.
Andrea's from here as well.
Andrea, fantastic. One of my team members from Asylum, Andrea Raymond. If you could open one shop anywhere, money's no object, where in the world would you like to open a shop?
Oh, LA, like definitely. Like I had thought seriously about, you know, moving there, especially after how well I got on, you know, back in January. And like, I just think for the kind of style that I do, like the real kind of alternative stuff, like they would be like real kind of good opportunities for me there, especially with like kind of music videos and all that kind of stuff. Because like there are a lot of like members of Hair Slayers who, you know, they work doing that kind of stuff. So like, you know, I would have kind of good connections and stuff, but like I don't, it'd be too difficult to kind of move there and green cards, and like with the missus pregnant and she's a home bird, even though she's from Wales, she's from Wrexham. So
she's from where?
Wrexham.
Oh wow, they've just been bought over by two Wrexham Football Club. Just been bought out by two Hollywood.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Paul, if I think you have a big following in Ireland, but I think your main following, from what I can see as well, you've got a lot of followers in the UK. This is a global show, so obviously all our thousands of followers, and thank you again to everybody who follows us. But have you got a good luck message for everybody for your fans over in the UK?
Yeah, it's great to see, like, you know, some of my idols in barbering are from the UK, have always been, you know, like Foxy is one of my kind of idols who I've always kind of looked up to. He's been doing stuff that I'm doing now years ahead, you know, like he's just like, his brain is amazing, and he's always been like a great kind of help and advice to me. Like Kevin Lutchman, Josh O.P. is absolutely killing it, like amazing. Like Rob Braid, his photo shoots and stuff are unreal. So I was, you know, kind of great to see what he's putting out. So yeah, it's just, you know, the UK really does kind of push trends, and you know, Kevin Lutchman, amazing. Like especially his like editorials for like men's hairdresser of the year and stuff, I always find unbelievable. Like the kind of variety that he does is sick. So yeah, it's just like, you know, and like competitions like yourselves, you know, for Wahl and everything, it really kind of gives people a great kind of outlet, kind of showcase to, you know, because I wasn't kind of even that known when I entered for Wahl the first time, but it was a great kind of platform to kind of get my name out there in the UK, you know. So
I think a few people said that though, even if they didn't win it.
Yeah,
it's a bit like X Factor. I think Wahl competition, obviously this year they could go on stage, but I think Wahl's launched a few careers that didn't win it.
Danny Robinson
gone on to have a good career afterwards. You know, yourself, Danny Robinson. You know, just to name a few. The Jack Pullen who's been on tonight. None of you won it, but you've all done really well from your first appearances on them stages. So I think that's really good. Paul, we're going to finish off with some quick fire questions, which gets our viewers a little bit to know Paul Mack a little bit individually. Cool. So, Paul, what's your favourite food?
Oh, pizza or Mexican?
Sorry?
Mexican.
Mexican potato. What's your favourite drink?
Jameson. They sponsor my shop. So, yeah.
Jameson's and Ribena. What's your favourite destination? Where's the favourite place that you like to go outside of Cork? Where do you love to be? What's your ideal? Like this is like my second home. I love it here.
Well, we went to Cancun for our honeymoon, and it was just like paradise. It was amazing. So yeah, I guess Mexico. In particular, an island called Isla Majore, which is like 40 minutes off of Cancun, was just the most beautiful place ever. The markets, the food. So yeah, there.
What's your favourite music?
Kind of metal, like Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Marilyn Manson, all that kind of stuff.
And who will be your ideal dinner date?
My wife. I have to say that.
What a pussy. Oh, man, it's been great. Obviously, mate, I've known you for about 7 or 8 years now. You're a multi-talented barber. You do some great innovation stuff. And, you know, I wish you all the very best there in Southern Ireland, down in Cork. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, mate. And I hope to see you next year at some shows, whether that's in Ireland or over in the UK.
Yeah,
we'll be together with me and Gaz. But Paul Mack, he's having his favourite Mexican food. He's drinking his favourite drink, which is Jameson's with a slash of Ribena. He's having all this in Cancun. It's his favourite destination. He's listening to some nice metal music, and his ideal dinner date with all this is his beautiful wife. Paul Mack, congratulations. Welcome to Barbers Arms. Keep watching us. Keep sharing.
Thanks very much, lads.
All the best to you, mate.
Cheerio.
Lovely bloke. Met you a few times. Very sociable. Love your work. Absolutely fantastic. Good luck with fatherhood. Stay safe, mate. Have a great Christmas.
Thanks very much.
Paul Mack, ladies and gentlemen, in Barbers Arms. Great to have Paul over from Ireland tonight, Gaz. Really good, that.
My lasting memory of Paul is when we were in that bar last year, and honestly, I could have stayed up and talked to him. Or he's one of those guys.
You could fucking stay up and talk to anybody, though, to be fair.
No. Only when they're interesting and got something to say. Which is, you know, usually when you've had 2 or 3 pints, that's what people like to do, don't they?
And one of the things that you need to do, though, Gaz, is you need to start for 2021 when we go to these exhibitions, because obviously I've raised your profile with Barbers Arms now. So when you go to these exhibitions, people are going to be mobbing all over you. You need to go to bed early for the day after. When I go, you go. Not with me, but we need to get out of there. It's a technique I've learned now with hangovers. Get out of there early.
He doesn't affect work. I'm a trained body. I've got a trained body on that front. It does never affect.
Talking of trained bodies, get ready for training for next week. So, guys, don't forget, next week is our last show before Christmas on the 18th. Me and Gaz are going to be on the bus. Gaz, give everybody a wave while we're on the bus. Me and Gaz are on the bus together, and we're going to be joining you next week in Barbers Arms on the 18th as we're driving along. And we're going to be having our Christmas party there. Already, we've got 37 people that's already signed up. We've got a few places left. If you want to come and join us on Barbers Arms for our virtual party, email us at thebarbersarms.co.uk, on our website. But you can also email us as well, which is thebarbersarms@theBritishBarber. My Instagram is Simon Shaw Wahl. Gaz is the British Barber, and the Barbers_Arms is our Instagram accounts as well. So don't forget, if you want to get involved for next week, don't forget to do that's our last show before Christmas, which will be episode 35, and with nearly to 500,000 views. 5 million views. What am I on about?
500,000.
We get that a month. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it nice and cool. I'm trying to be modest here. Fucking 5 million. Get in. Who else has got that? Not me. Good luck to everybody on Sunday night. Is the Fellowship Awards, which is for live from 6 p.m. on the Fellowship website, so you can tune in to watch the Fellowship. I watched the Modern Barber Awards on Monday, which I was lucky enough to present some of the awards early in the month. Obviously, we pre-recorded them. That was the Modern Barber Awards on Monday night. So congratulations to all the winners to Modern Barber on Monday night. And obviously, I'll be looking in to the Fellowship on Sunday night. Don't forget to share the show as well, guys, all of you. Let's keep this barbering show, the hairdressing shows that's out there as well. I think, everybody is in awe at the minute of the followers and the views that we get. And it's only because of you out there that keep sharing it. So don't forget to share it. We've had over 400,000 podcast listens so far as well. This show's gone fantastic. Thanks to Trev Studd. Thanks to Jackie Holian, who got this underway for me and Gaz. We're coming to our, obviously next week is our last show of 2020. I'm wishing me time away there. Episode 35. So thanks to everybody. Don't forget to give it a last push and keep sharing us. Have a great weekend. I'm going to pass over to Gaz in a sec. Have a great weekend. But just don't forget, and it's an important message this, I think we have the duty on Barbers Arms. And if we're in a bar tonight, I'd say the same to everybody. Tighten up still. I've seen lots of people this week, different groups I'm involved in. Do we wear masks? Do we wear visors? Whatever you've got to do in your areas, some of them are guidelines, but you have to do the right PPE. We have to protect our NHS. We have to do the right thing, because we can see some of the tiers that were lower in 1 or 2, some are then jumping back up to 3. So if you're in a tier 3 at the minute and you're doing the right thing and our tiers drop down to 2, and everybody starts fucking just mobbing each other again, the infection rate, we need to get rid of this. We need to get people vaccinated. We need to do the right thing. We've done the hard work now. We've done all the hard work. It's like dieting. I'm fucking always dieting. It's like doing really well and then going out a weekend and having 25 pints over 3 days or a night and having a massive all your hard work's done. Just let's keep on it, guys. Let's keep very professional. This industry needs to get better, despite what Jack says. We've got to get registered. We've got to do the right thing. We've got to get regulated. It's a fucking amazing industry to work in. There's so many people who's doing really well out there. You're driving fantastic cars. You've got great lifestyles. I think it's just, let's just finish off now. Make sure over this next 12 days that you're open, and in between Christmas and New Year, do the right thing, do the right PPE, and keep this industry very, very professional, like you have done all year when you've reopened. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you all next week on our virtual party. Can't wait to see you all. Have a Christmas beer with you. Might get drunk. Might have one of Gaz's cocktails. But have a great weekend. I'll pass you over to Gaz.
Thank you, Simon. You haven't had... I know you've been on the Rennies. And it's that McDonald's breakfast you had this morning. I tell you.
I told you I had a McDonald's breakfast. Yeah, I did, yeah.
Your boxing trainer in the listing. He'll be bollocking you in the morning, I tell you, next time you go for your session.
He bollocked to, he bollocked me. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, because he said he were open. He sent me a few messages there, and you know when you're kind of like, oh, I don't think I'm allowed to go on 1-to-1. It's like, fucking get down here. I'm going to box your ears off. But I want to get back into it. Guys, I know I've just said that big hurrah there before I hand over to you. I just want to congratulate and wish all the best to Joff from Savills tomorrow. He opens his new shop, which is called Bricky Row Barbers in Topley. And this is his new venture, and he's done it all himself. So Joff's part of my team. He's a past guest on Barbers Arms. I'm sure you all know Joff Davis from Savills. But he's opening his new shop tomorrow, which is called Bricky Row Barber Shop. And God bless to you, pal, you and Annabelle and Gabs and all your team. I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow, mate. And I'll hopefully be down to see you before Christmas. But God bless to you, Joff. Good luck to you.
Ditto. Hope you go on all right, Joff. Funny time. It's but best of luck. Smash it, mate, I'm sure. Right, so just a few little bits to finish with. Obviously, everything that Simon's just said, I'm not going to go over that. Just a few little bits and bobs. A big shout out to Richie Allen. He's a man who's hit his 40th birthday. Just give him a big shout out. He's one of our managers at the Snee Green location. He's been with us 24 years, 25 years if you class him as a Saturday lad. Now, you know, in age of loyalty and of sticking with companies, he's through thick and thin. I've seen him through two marriages, kids, ups and downs, and he's still there. He's a pleasure to work with and a fantastic guy. So, Richie, happy 40th for tomorrow, mate. He's having the day off. I've let him have the day off for his 40th. I know I can't do it properly with you, but absolutely fantastic. Jackie Holian, that's trying to kill me. She sent me, I know I like moonshine, but Jackie Holian here has sent me some Firefly, and this is 100% proof. And I'd got every intention of drink. I've had a little taste anyway, Jackie, as soon as it come through the post, but I'm going to toast you and Ross.
Naturally.
Love you to death. I have got to go work in the morning, so I'm not going to drink it properly, but cheers, Jackie.
I hope your first client's not watching.
Jesus. Oh. That'll
nice.
Definitely give you a suntan. That will definitely give you a suntan, Jackie. That is, you're having that. You're having that. When I see you next, you're having that, I tell you. It's actually all right. It doesn't taste horrible, but that's strong, that is.
Fucking side effects are horrific.
All you guys out there, have a great week running into Christmas. We're going to see you next week for our party. Hopefully, you can all make it for us. I know you'll all be working. I know you'll all be tired. I know you'll all be absolutely shattered. I will myself. We're all in the same boat, but please share. Please try and get on with us. We'd love to see you have a drink with you. I know we can't get to the pub. We're in Tier 3 at the moment. I know things are going to change, hopefully for the better for Christmas, but absolutely love the show. I love my partner in crime here. He's an absolute gentleman. Trevor, Jackie, been great. What an end to the year. I mean, we've done 34 weeks. I'm saying all this now because we'll probably be in no state at the end of next week's show, even though I've got to go work on the Saturday. But absolutely love the show. Thank you to all the people that have watched us throughout the year. 34 episodes. Where on earth has that gone? It's been absolutely fantastic. Next week's Christmas party will be the icing on the cake. So, love to you all. Stay safe.
Stay safe, guys.
Thought of the day, wear some comfy shoes for the next week. Love you all, guys. See you later.
Have a nice weekend.